Okay, the title of this video might sound a little bit dramatic, but when you're as passionate about a good burrito as I am, such a tragedy as the one I'm going to be talking about in today's video is literally life or death. It feels just as bad as a breakup, a family death, and drinking warm milk all at the exact same time. I wake up every single day hoping that this all was just some sort of Sam Pepper prank. What is this? But it never is. This is the butter chicken artisan wrap from Saffron Road, and it has quite literally ruined my life. I found this burrito about a year and a half ago, and it's been love at first taste ever since. Just like Tinder, I picked it up when looking for something quick and easy. All right, that's legitimately disgusting. My scriptwriter needs to get fired. I don't know who it is, but he needs to get fired. But this wrap right here is delicious. Every single time I go to the store, I've bought like 10 of these. I was mukbanging these, bro. Nikocado ain't got shit on me. But the reason I'm making this video is because earlier this year, something changed, and it can only be described as an event in history so shocking that it makes the assassination of JFK look like an episode of Coco Melon. See, my taste buds don't lie, and the wraps that I once loved and have been buying religiously for the last year started tasting like shit. Something is seriously wrong with this wrap. I don't know what's going on, but this ain't right. To me, it literally looks like a wet sock. Oh.
That's better, that's better.
Even my cat wanted no part. Pumpkin was thinking, man, this shit come from the trash or something? And that comes from a cat that literally eats trash. At this point, I thought, maybe it's just a bad batch. So I went back to the store to stock up on more of these wraps and spent good money expecting the wraps to just be back to normal, that it would just magically fix itself. Well, this didn't happen. Instead, what happened is these burritos tasted even worse. I know what you're thinking. What a waste of food. A homeless person could have eaten it. Well, they are people too, and they wouldn't eat that shit if it was the last thing on earth. That was my review on their website. But my biggest fear had come true. No, I wasn't chased around by a 7-foot-tall black dude trying to have sex with me, so I guess it was actually my second biggest fear that came true. I didn't just get a bad batch, every single batch was a bad batch, and at this point, I realized that I only had two options. Option number one was to jump off this bridge and kill myself. If I was no longer alive, I wouldn't have to deal with the reality being that my favorite burrito company was ruined. And obviously I would be dead and you wouldn't be watching this video. So we're going with option number two, which is to expose this company's deepest, darkest secrets.
We're sorry we can't take your call right now. Please leave your name.
I called the support line on their website, but I quickly realized there's not real people accepting these phone calls, and I was getting nowhere. I needed to try something different. So I put on my glasses, got on my computer, and did some research thinking maybe somebody has already made a rise and fall of the Saffron Road Butter Chicken Frozen Burrito Artisan Wrap video. But after checking Sunny V2's channel, Moist Critical, and then even Drama Alert, nobody has covered this. How could such serious news go uncovered? So I investigated the mystery myself, but what I discovered was shocking enough to put an old person straight into cardiac arrest. It was too many emotions for me to cope with at the time. Anger, sadness, fear. It all hit me at once like a ton of bricks, and I broke down.
They changed the recipe.
I looked at their website and I compared those ingredients to the ingredients from the ones that I bought, and they were completely different. The recipe had changed. While this is incredibly difficult to cope with, I do still have to remember that I have the last Saffron Road original recipe wrap left in America. And that, my friends, is an achievement. Let's compare the old wrap recipe to the new wrap recipe. The Saffron Road wrap is split into three different categories: the wrap, the chicken, and then the filling. In case you guys didn't know, a nutrition label will always list the ingredients in order by weight, meaning that the first ingredients are much more prominent than the second, and so forth. As you'd expect, the wrap itself and the chicken are completely unchanged, but that's not where the fun is. You don't eat a burrito because of the type of wrap. You eat a burrito if it has some fire-ass filling, and the filling is what got changed. The filling on the old burrito was a mix of tomatoes, butter, and onions. This is perfect. It does not need touch, does not need changed. Leave it as is. I would give my left nut to get this back. But the new burrito is made from a mix of water, being the main ingredient, water, onions, and tomato paste, which tomato paste is already just a lower quality, watered down version of tomatoes. After reading that, I began to regret not choosing option number 1. So I shot them a message on Instagram, basically laying down the law. I got an instant response, but it was just an automated shoot us an email PRBS. So I did send them an email. I didn't get a response there either. Maybe that's because I sent them a 500-word essay and no one there gets paid enough to read all that. There was no new recipe on the packaging. There was no new marketing. There was no price change. Like, listen, these wraps aren't cheap. They're $3.49 for a frozen fucking burrito. If you're gonna take away all the good ingredients and replace it with water, you could at least maybe make it $2.49. But I wouldn't even pay $2.49 for it. I wouldn't pay $1.49 for it. They should be paying me to eat your shitty ass wrap. But anyways, the packaging says on it, created by a chef in Delhi, India in the 1940s. Okay, which recipe did he create? Did he create the old recipe or the new one? Because I think the answer is pretty obvious that he created the old one, and the suits behind Saffron Road just waited for this chef to die, to destroy his entire life work, to take something that this chef created that was absolutely delicious, absolutely amazing, and basically throw it down the toilet. And if we actually look at the calorie count on the new burrito versus the old burrito, the old one was 300 per burrito. The new one is 270. That is a 10% drop. So we can assume that 10% of the weight of the entire burrito just became water. The new burrito was actually just a desaturated version of its former self.
They did you dirty, buddy. You gotta be quicker than that, buddy.
I'm here today to mourn the great loss of the Saffron Road butter chicken artisan wrap. So we're gonna have a little service here today. So until Saffron Road backtracks on making possibly the worst decision in all of history, we're gonna have a moment of silence here, an open casket, and just a little celebration of life, if you will, death rather. Let's begin. Hey, it's okay. This was an extremely hard day for everyone. Nobody showed up to the funeral at the Cranes Run Park in Miamisburg, Ohio, but fortunately this is still available for anyone to see and say goodbye to the very last original recipe wrap in America. And now we lay him to rest. For the final touches, guys, we have an actual tombstone for this burrito, the Saffron Road Butter Chicken Frozen Artisan Burrito Wrap, 1941 to 2024. As you can see, we also put a little memorial there for the chef that had died, hence the entire change of the recipe in the first place. That officially seals the deal. Goodbye, butter chicken wrap. Rest in peace.